Matt Damon disclosed something pretty fascinating during an interview promoting his new movie Stillwater. He was talking to the UK Sunday Times, and while having that discussion, he admitted that up until fairly recently, he was still using a gay slur, the F word, that's a gay slur, until his daughter called him out and told him to stop doing it. He said, quote, "I made a joke months ago and got a treatise from my daughter. She left the table. I said, come on, that's a joke. I say it in the movie Stuck on You. She went to her room and wrote a very long, beautiful treatise on how that word is dangerous. I said, I retired the F slur. I understood." So he admitted, I think, without understanding the backlash that would follow, that he was still using that word, not really understanding how harmful it is. And his daughter called him out, and he actually ended up listening to his daughter. He decided, no, you're right, I'm not gonna use that word anymore. So this is a perfect opportunity for a TYT Supreme Court, because is he guilty or not guilty? Let's see. So Cenk, Matt Damon is, I think, typically thought of as one of these like lib actors who's open-minded. You know, he's done some work in the past for the LGBT community. In fact, let's go to this Human Rights Campaign photo of him on Twitter. Matt Damon stands up for hashtag LGBT equality in Russia with HRC's hashtag Love Conquers Hate campaign. And so you'll see this kind of stuff, right? And you'll think that he's very in tune with the kinds of discussions that are taking place regarding language and certain slurs, but it seems like he's pretty disconnected from all of that stuff.
So of course is the right wing talking about liberal Hollywood, and of course that misconstrues things. Are a lot of the actors on the left? Yes. Are the studio executives on the left? No. Okay, where the real power is with the money, they tend to be a lot more conservative, especially on economic issues. And they could be liberal on social issues, but economic issues, they're very conservative. Okay, now when it comes to Matt Damon, is he on the left? Yes, he's been on the left as far as I've ever known publicly. He supported all those right causes. And I haven't even seen him do what some people do, right? Which is like Jeffrey Wright. Is he on the left? Yes. Is he a wonderful actor? Yes. But he's an establishment supporting Democrat, and so he'll support Hillary Clinton very loudly for whatever it's worth. I don't like it, and now I've gotten into arguments with him over it online for what that's worth. Not much, and so I haven't seen Matt do that. So we don't know. For all we know, he could even be an actual progressive. But now he does this. Does that mean he's a hateful person and we should hate him and tear him down? Or does it mean he's perfectly innocent and hey, it's no big deal, let it go? The answer is neither, okay? So to have only stopped using it in the last couple of months is definitely problematic, right? Yeah. It's that you're very late to that game, very late. Now, as a person who's done things that are not correct these days, in the old days, I can say, hey, listen, man, if he did it 20 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, a lot of people did it back then. In fact, he's right, it was in one of his older movies, right? That Slur, it was in a lot of older movies, right? And when I say older, not that old, right? But he should have caught on way before this, especially if he's on the left. Okay, now, to me, that's not the hard question. That's kind of easy and obvious. And it shows you how out of touch he is that he admitted that, not realizing the blowback that he's gonna get, right? I think the hard question is, okay, but he's at the right position now. Do you say, okay, let it go and move on? And,
yes.
Or not, yes.
Yes, I think you let it go and you move on. You can't judge people based on the bubble that you live in, right? So these are the kinds of discussions that take place in the media. These are the kinds of discussions that take place, I think, in a very specific space. And I think that it would be a mistake to assume that everyone exists in that same bubble. Now, if he was still pushing back in regard to the usage of that slur, and if he was trying to make a case for why it's totally fine to use that slur, then we're having a completely different discussion. But guys, we want to provide a friendly environment to people who are willing to admit that they were wrong, even if they were wrong up until a very late moment. You know what I'm saying? So you want to encourage and provide positive reinforcement for people as they evolve on these issues. He has evolved. Yeah, I prefer for him to have evolved much earlier, but as long as he understands that this is a slur and you shouldn't be using it, I'm fine with it. So at this point, not guilty.
Okay, we've got a poll on it. Go to tyt.com/polls to vote on it because we care about your opinion. But I got to say one last thing, guys. It's true that a lot of people come late to issues, and you should point that out. Like Biden and Obama came to gay marriage super late, and then they wanted tremendous credit for it, right? No, you don't give them credit for being that late, and you're right to criticize them at that moment. But then forgive them and say thank you for being in this position. We wouldn't have legalized gay marriage if Obama and Biden hadn't finally gotten there. And so it's a good thing that Matt Damon realizes he was wrong. A lot of us realize that about a lot of different things that we did, and he's trying to do the right thing. So once you're past their legitimate critique, then reach out to him and say thank you for getting there. That's my take on it. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.